LeBron James.
Scream if you love the binding of Isaac.
We live in an age where the first thing that comes up when you type up murder drones is digital circus stuff. And that's too bad. I want funny killer robots, not this saturated bullcrap. But what if we did a bit of...
It's rewind time.
No, wait, Okay, so I think I just got set back to November of 2021. Don't ask me how I know that. But this is a time where the Murder Drones pilot had just came out. So maybe now I can think about it with a clear, open mind and compare it to the episodes of the future without thinking about digital circus Murder Drones. Come on, you know what this is. Murder Drones has become quite the big indie series over the past few years, being about the third biggest, I think. But nowadays it's overshadowed by its better big brother that the parents love more, and then yada yada yada, shipping drama, people stop giving shit, you know the rest. But what if we took it back to where it all began? I wasn't around to see the big premiere boom of Murder Drones, but I imagine it must have been pretty cool. So let's take a look back at the pilot for Murder Drones and compare it to its later episodes and generally see how it holds up. Now, judging by how you clicked on this video, it's safe to say that you've probably seen the Murder Drones pilot. Every Murder Drones fan has at least seen the pilot, and after rewatching it, it's certainly different. I'll split the video up into parts so you can properly understand what I mean.
Your phone ringing! Your phone ringing! Big boy, come pick up your phone!
It's definitely a lot more comedic and laid back than later episodes. The whole shtick with Sin and the Absolute Solver not being introduced yet, there's a lot more jokes than in later episodes. And most of the jokes are actually still pretty funny and hold up well. The only real jokes that I was a little iffy on was the whole angsty teen joke surrounding Uzi, which I found it to be a little cringy, but I get that that's supposed to be a kind of riff on the whole typical angsty teen trope, so it gets a pass. But all of the jokes are actually quite a downgrade from the comedic timing and genuinely funny moments from the later episodes. Confused? So am I, but I'll explain. Across the Murder Drones pilot, most of the jokes feel funny because they're trying to be funny, not actually funny. Yes, we do have the occasional pure ones, like the joke about all the cards, those still crack me up. But, for the most part, most of the jokes aren't trying to be just plain jokes. They most of the time rely on a reference of something else, like anime, angsty teenager tropes, toxic masculinity, or hot Cheeto girls from high school. But later Murder Drones episodes focus on telling actually funny jokes with excellent comedic timing, writing, and all-around greatness. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with these reference-esque timed jokes. Hell, when done correctly, they could far exceed anything those jokes can. But these reference jokes just don't really do it for me and kind of feel unnecessary at times. So I personally think the jokes in the later episodes, while a lot more few and far in between, are better.
Brother, what's that? What's that, brother?
Now, as Murder Drones didn't exactly have the biggest budget when the pilot came out, the pilot mostly relied on motion capture to do its animation. What if I told you that the hit 2006 video game Sonic the Hedgehog used motion capture?
Chaos control!
See? Now you have to agree with me! Jokes aside, since it uses motion capture, the result is the animations looking kinda stiff and jarring, characters clipping into models and such, and the animation generally looking stiff and unnatural, almost too realistic. It's kinda like when you see a mascot costume of a cartoon character, and how, thanks to the laws of physics, you can tell that they aren't the character you're familiar with. So when you compare that to the later full-on animation that we were able to afford thanks to the success of the pilot, later episodes, and Digital Circus, yeah, the animation hasn't really held up, but it does work and do the job. I'll give it that. Since this is the start of the series, the characters haven't really gone through any character development yet. And is it just me, or do I heavily prefer the general characters in the pilot compared to later? Uzi is the angsty teen we always want her to be, and doesn't have the mental disorder that caused her to go weepy and boo-hoo whenever she's in the same room as En. You call it character development, I call it a tumor. N is much more energetic and upbeat here, and that's to be expected as the whole absolute solver is almost non-existent here, although it is teased at the very end. V is still here, and we all know how she ends up, and basically the whole cast is here because, it's a pilot, that's what a pilot is supposed to do. Also, Uzi and N's voices are considerably more high-pitched in here compared to later, which is something Elsie and Michael Kovac mentioned in a few interviews. But looking at all of this, we're asking ourselves, is the pilot, on its own, still actually good? Well, of course it is. It's Murder Drugs, damn it, the best web series to ever come out of mankind so far, in my objectively right opinion. Although it isn't as good as later episodes, it's still a great episode and serves as an excellent starting point for the series. So yes, it is indeed still great. Okay, like my video, subscribe, join my Discord server, follow me on Twitter, join my Sarah's Discord, and I'll see you all down the street. Bye!